Hi everybody, Lori here for Pinkfresh Studio. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a fun project to share with you featuring the Humbled and Grateful stamp set, coordinating die set, and coordinating layering stencil set. And as always, I love how the back of the packaging kind of shows you what it looks like. Get you an idea, get the mojo flowing. So as far as the layering stencil, it's only 2 stencils, so it's not going to wear you out. It's pretty simple. First thing I'm going to do is take that large floral image and I'm going to emboss it in gold. I've done this a lot of different ways. You can get a lot of different looks with these products by mixing and matching. Sometimes I use the stencil without the stamp set. And you could do the stamp, you could stamp the image in black, and that'll give you a real bold, crisp outline. Embossing it, you can emboss it in white, you can emboss it in gold, silver, a lot of different looks. I'm rubbing down a panel of white cardstock with a little powder tool before I ink it up with Versamark ink. I like to do that. That makes you already know what that does, but it makes the embossing powder only stick to the stamped image and not on your cardstock, because especially since I'm embossing in gold, you don't want that little, you ever get little flicks and flecks of gold embossing powder or where you don't want it to go, you know what I mean? Okay, so I have some Simon Says stamp, I believe this is antique gold embossing powder, and I probably have had this tub for 10 years. I don't go through a ton of it. I don't, my most used is white, and gold, she's on standby. Okay, so I've got my heat gun here. I like to, if I'm doing a big image like this, I like to do it on top of this white glass mat and hold it down with tweezers. I feel like it lays flat, and I don't know. I just like to do it rather than hold it in my hands and melt my fingertips off. Okay, so like I said, the layer and stencil set is only 2 stencils. Easy peasy, a lemon squeezy. Okay, so I taped down the embossed panel, taping down the stencil. And I've got these little detail blender brushes by Pinkfresh Studio, and I'm going to be using all Pinkfresh Studio inks. Everything that I use will be listed in the description box for reference. So I'm starting with Meadow, and I'm just giving it a light wash. These are all the leaves in this floral image. So I knew that this was going to be along the lines of greens and blues for the leaves. I'm going to do a little mixture of Meadow, and then once I get a light wash of Meadow, I'm going to come in with a little pop of blue just for fun. You know what I mean? Just to have fun. Okay, so there's a lot of gorgeous blue shades or hues in the Pinkfresh Studio inks. I pulled out Summer Shower. I really don't think you could go wrong. There's also Aqualicious, which is a little more teal. And then there's like Sapphire, which is a bold sapphire blue. So there's a lot of different looks you can achieve. You want to go bold and vibrant. You want to go soft and subtle. And the nice thing about these little small detail brushes, I'm just doing a little dab down at the base of some of those leafy clusters. Just a smidge of blue mixed in with that Meadow. Okay, now I'm laying on the second stencil, which is all the blooms. So if you wanted to make this really simple, you could cover the whole thing with one shade. But I'm going to do each bloom its own little shade, so all the blooms are individual colors. I'm going to do a mixture of warm tones. I've got passion fruit, sparkling rose, I'll be using apricot, and a little sunshine for yellow. So there's about 4 different shades of blooms. You certainly don't have to make so many different colors. You can make this as intricate and detailed or as simple as your heart desires. I love this apricot shade. It's like the perfect happy orange. It's not too bold, but it's not too light. It's just the right amount. And just working my way, having fun. Just feeling the summer vibes. Is it warm and a toasty summer where you are? It is here in central Illinois. We're just caught up in the lovely July humidity. Gotta love that. And I have really, really dry skin, so I don't mind the humidity. Actually, the other day, did something I rarely ever do. I put on a swimsuit and went on the pond with the kids and laid on a floaty. And I don't do it very often. I should do it more because they love it. They love it when they see me in a swimsuit. I don't know if they're making fun of me, but they get so giddy and happy. And you know how it is. I don't know, but it's fun to lay. I can do about an hour and then I'm done. I don't know. I don't want to lay there like a piece of bacon. But it was nice, and it cools you off. So I'm using the coordinating die after I blended all that. Take it off camera, run it through the die cutting machine, and then I'll pop this out. Now this is where that Pinkfresh Studio little needle tool comes in real handy, poking that out. Now, sometimes when you don't know what to do, but you need something, I always fall back on the old strip it up, you know, and it just adds that pop of color. I use kind of coordinating colors that I blended all the blooms with. So shades of pinks, reds, corals, and oranges. And I just trimmed strips. They're all varying thicknesses. And I love that variety of widths. And I'm just doing a little bit on the corner. Put a little tape runner, slap down the strips. Adds a little pop of color. Adds a little graphicness to it. I feel like it makes it a little edgy and graphic and bold. And it's a good contrast to that soft feminine floral. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to trim off the excess. You can do this a lot of different ways. Do it with big scissors. I like to do it with the paper trimmer. That way you know you're getting a straight, clean cut. And yeah, just get all the sides, clean it up. And then I'm going to put a little foam tape on the back of this panel. And I'm going to pop it up on a white card base. And now you could put the stripped up angles on the top right, or you could put them on the bottom left. Either way looks great. I did put a little dab of foam tape behind this embossed, blended leafy cluster, popping it up a bit, you know, because dimension is life. I love it. I love it. Can't stop, won't stop. Now I pulled out a sentiment also from the Humbled and Grateful stamp set, stamping it with black ink onto some white cardstock, taking that coordinating die to cut it out, take that off camera and bring it out. I love this little pokey tool for popping out things. Very handy dandy. And then a little bit of glue on one side, a little bit of foam tape on the other side. That way you can pop it up, but the one side's kind of resting on those blended embossed blooms. So you only need a little bit of foam tape on the right side. And then I recently got my hot little hands on a package of these delicious Garden Bouquet gold enamel dots. And I love them. They're gold. They're kind of they're not like shimmery gold. They're not quite matte. They're kind of an in-between. And I just feel like I'm in my enamel dot era. I don't know. I love them. And I've been buying them lately in all the different shades. And I just like using them. Sometimes there's something different. You know, Pinkfresh Studio has several delicious different colors and packages of enamel dots. They're under the scrapbooking tab, but I think we might need to shimmy those on over to the card making world because I love them. And I'm humbled and grateful that you've joined me here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.